Welcome back to my new video. This video, I'm going to be talking about Argo CD. When you say Argo CD is just the CD stand for continuous delivery. So it is a declarative GitOps continuous delivery tool for Kubernetes. Argo CD automates the deployment of the desired application state in the specified target environment. It also is an application deployment that can track updates to branches, tags, or pin to a specific version of manifest at the Git commit. Argo CD also follows the GitHub's pattern of using Git repositories as the source of truth or the single source of truth for defining the desired application state. Argo CD also is implemented as a Kubernetes controller, which continuously monitors running applications and compares the current state, that is the live state, against the desired target state as specified in the Git repo. So a deployed application whose live state deviates from the target state is considered in Argo CD as what? Out of sync. So Argo CD reports and visualizes the differences while providing facilities to automatically or manually sync the live state back to the desired target state. So any modifications made to the desired target state in the Git repo can be automatically applied and reflected in the specified target environment. So all the things I've just talked about is being simplified in this simple diagram below. So you as the developer, once you develop your code, your images and everything, you commit the changes to your GitHub repo. And then once you do that, the Argo CD controllers is already installed as part of the Kubernetes clusters. So the Argo CD is going to pull the changes that you just committed on GitHub repo and then does the synchronization in the cluster to modify the changes. So anytime you make changes on the GitHub repo, Argo CD is going to pull the changes and then automatically redeploys your manifest file. But so in this case, the developers don't have to be writing kubectl commands and all those commands to deploy the application, or using Jenkins to deploy the application. So all you need to do as a developer is to just commit your new changes to your manifest files, and then Argo CD will do the rest. And if you do the changes at the cluster level, Kubernetes or Argo CD is going to compare the two states. So the two states is the live state and then the target state. So if it compares the state of the cluster versus the one on your GitHub repo, if they don't reconcile, then Argo CD will revert the changes back to the original state. So the GitHub repo is actually the single source of truth. Okay, so any changes that happens to your Kubernetes classes will be taken from the GitHub repo. Okay, so basically that is the idea behind Argo CD. So let's go to their main website, and then let's check what they have on their website. Okay, so this is basically their main page. So as you can see, it is a declarative GitHub continuous delivery tool for Kubernetes. This is just a demo of how Argo CD looks like. This is how you can install it. So we're going to go through these 2 steps to install Argo CD. And yeah, it works with customized application, Helm charts, Sonnet application, Sonnet files, K-Sonnet and JSonnet, plain directory of YAML or JSON manifest, and so on. So basically, this is the architecture diagram. And it has some features. These are some of the features. If you have time, you can go through all these features. And the development status, we can click on this link to check it out. And some organizations that have officially adopted ArgoCD can also be found here. You can click on this link. What else? Yeah, so this is the official GitHub repo. You can check it out. This is the link. You can check it out. It has some good forks and 9.3K stars, so it's a good project. Growing. These are the contributors written in Go. Yeah, so basically that is ArgoCD. So let's try to find a way how to install it in our Kubernetes. So as we saw earlier on how it works, we're going to install this. So I'm going to copy this command and then jump back to our terminal. Yeah, so currently I have a Kubernetes cluster running. So let me say get nodes. So I have 2 nodes that are currently running. So I'm going to say kubectl create namespace, and then we're going to call it ArgoCD. I'm going to switch to this namespace, which we are going to call ArgoCD. So it's been switched. So I'm going to run this command that I just copied from their website to install. You can also download this file and check what is exactly in there. But I've checked and it looks good, so I'm not going to inspect what is in this install.yaml file. You can download it and check what is inside before, for security reasons, you can check what is in there before you install it. So we're going to wait. It has started creating all the resources. Yeah, so as you can see, we have all these resources installed: service account, CRDs, custom resource definitions, RBACs, role binding, config maps, secret, deployment, stateful set, and then network policies. They've all been created. So that's a whole lot. So I'm going to check what we have in get all. You see, we have so many resources installed for us, and these are the ports that are currently running, and these are the services. And then we have ArgoCD server, we have the repo server, ArgoCD, Redis, metrics running on port 8082, and ArgoCD notification controller metrics running on 9001. And the ArgoCD server itself is running on port 80. And we have the deployments that are also running, the replica sets, and then the stateful sets. So our next command is we're going to check the service. We're going to check the service, which is kubectl get svc. So these are all the services as we saw earlier. So we are going to do port forwarding for our Argo CD server, but before we start, I'm going to extract the secret. So let's check for the secret, get secret. So there are a whole bunch of secrets. So we are going to use, which of them are we going? The initial, this one, initial admin secret. Okay, this is what we are going to extract our secret from. So let me copy that. So I'm going to say kubectl get secret. And then I'm going to paste in the name of the secret. Then I'm going to say output JSON path is equal to this. I'm going to say .data.password. And then I'm going to pipe that to base 64. And then I'm going to decode that. And then I'm going to echo the results. So yeah, so this is our password. So I'm going to copy that. This is what we are going to use to log in. Okay, so now I'm going to do the port forwarding. I'm going to say, let me split horizontally. I'm going to say kubectl port forward the Argo CD to port 8080. I'm going to run that. So if we go to this IP address and port 8080, we should be able to log in into our Argo CD. So let's go to our browser. So I'm going to say 127.80.80. Okay, so we have to select on safe. Yeah, so I'm going to log in. So the username is admin, and then we're going to paste in the password we created. Is it user or admin? I think it's admin. Let me see the password again. We paste in the password. Yeah, so I think we just got logged in. So basically, this is the UI for Argo CD. Okay, we don't have any application running yet. So we can create one manually, or we can create it through the YAML file. So let's go and have a look at one YAML file that I created. So I created this application.yaml file. So I'm going to say cat application.yaml. So basically the kind is what? Application, the meta name the namespace. The project is what? Default. And then we are pointing to this repo. This is where our developers are going to commit their changes to our deployment files. This deployment file has the deployment and then the service. Okay, whatever you are trying to deploy, everything will be under this GitHub repo. And then the target revision is the head. And then I'm going to show you this repo, how it's structured. It's a folder within a folder. So we are pointing to this dev folder that contains our deployment and service files. And then the server, the internal server we are looking at is kubernetes.default.service. And then we are creating a new namespace called what? Demo app. And then the sync policies is that it should self-heal, which is true. And then it should prune, which is also true. And then we are setting create namespace is equal to true. So we are going to create this namespace. Once we say it's equal to true, then it's going to create this namespace. But if it's false, it means that we have to create our namespace beforehand. Okay, so basically this is the application .yaml file that we are pointing to this GitHub repo. So let me copy this GitHub repo and then show you what is inside. So we are in the browser. I'm going to paste in the GitHub repo that I created. So basically, this is the GitHub repo. As you can see, the Argo CD and then the dev folder that I was talking about. So this is what we are going to apply. Application.yaml. You see, it's the same thing here. And then if we go inside dev, the dev contains our deployment and then service.yaml file. So deployment, you see the kind is deployment. And then we are going to have 2 replicas of our application. And then we are deploying this image running on container port 8080. If we come to the service.yaml, we are exposing that application on service port 8080 and the target port is 8080. And then the type of service is what? Node port. Okay, so once we are going to make changes to some of these values. So let's start deploying the application first, and then we come back to these configurations. So what I'm going to do here is that I'm going to say apply kubectl apply -f. So it's being created. So if we look at, you see now we have the demo app created. Before then, we didn't have demo app namespace, so it's being created for us. Now we are currently using the Argo CD. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say kubectl get all from the demo app namespace. You see, we currently have 2 ports that are running as we specified in the deployment file. And my service is running on node port and the cluster IP address. And we don't have external IP address, but we are pointing to this port. And this is the deployment 2 out of 2, and then the replica sets. So what we can do now is to go back to Argo CD web UI. So I'm going to refresh this. So you see, once we refresh this, you can see that it's the application is being synced. It's taking a little bit of time, so let's wait for it. So now you see my App Argo application, the project is default, is healthy and synced. This is the repo that I was talking about. So I'm going to click on this. So you see everything looks healthy, synced, and synchronization is okay. So this is our service. This is our deployment. So as you can see, this is our 2 ports, the 2 ports that I talked about. We just have 2 ports currently running. So I'm going to click on one of the ports, and then you can see the name of the port, the namespace, the image version, which is 1.0. The current state is what running. You can also look at the event and then the logs. Okay. So let me close this. We can also click on this tab. This tab is for a different view, and then the next one is also a different view. So as you can see, traffic is going from the service to our ports, our 2 ports that are currently running 3 minutes ago. Okay, so that is that. So what I'm going to do next is to now go to our GitHub repo. So in the deployment, I'm going to change manually. Okay, so I think I haven't logged in here. I'm going to use a different browser, which is already logged in. So I'm going to switch to Firefox because Firefox is already logged in. Yeah, so as you can see, I'm going to edit it. And then the replica set, I'm going to make it 10 replica sets. And then the image version, I'm going to change it to, I'm going to change it to 2.0. And then I'm going to save changes. And also I'm going to change the service. The service, I'm going to change the service type to load balancer. Load balancer. Save changes. So now we can go to our UI. So let me refresh. So as you can see, once I made those changes, you can see that Argo CD was able to detect the changes. You see the health of the application is all healthy now. You see the traffic is going through this IP address, which is the load balancer, and then to the service, and then the service will then forward the request to the various ports. Okay, so if I click on this, you can see it's the same thing, but in a different form. So these are the 10 different ports that I just increased. And now let's go and visit this IP address. As it's loading, let's go to our terminal. So before then, we realized that it was a node port on this without any external IP address. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear this. And then we say get all. You see, now the port has increased to 10, as I did on the GitHub repo. And then now you see we have the external IP address running on 8080. So I'm going to specify 8080. You see the deployment is 10 out of 10. So I'm going to use this on port 8080. So let's switch back to our browser. So this IP address on port 8080. You see, now that is the new application. Okay, so we switch it from version 1.0 to 2. You see, so if I keep refreshing this, I'm expecting the host name to keep changing, but it looks like the traffic is just going to one single port. Okay, so basically that is it with the application. And also, I want to switch back to the terminal so that we can, instead of forwarding the port to localhost, we want to use the public IP address instead. I'm going to switch back to the terminal. Now, what I can do here is say kubectl get all. So I'm going to close this local host for now. So all we need to do is to change the ArgoCD server from cluster IP to, let's say, a load balancer. Okay, so I'm going to say kubectl get service, get service ArgoCD. No, I think we need to patch rather. So we're going to patch. Let me clean this and make it more visible. So I'm going to say kubectl patch. And then what we are doing here is we are just patching the service or updating the ArgoCD server in this namespace. And then the patch is what we are changing the type of service to what a load balancer. That is all we are doing here. Okay. That is all we are doing here. So I'm going to run that. Yeah, so it's been patched. So basically, what is going on here is just this. We are just updating. I don't know if it can be seen clearly on the screen, but we are just updating the spec, and then the type of service we want is what a load balancer. So if I say kubectl get all, you see now the ArgoCD server changed from cluster IP to load balancer on this external IP address running on this port 80. So I'm going to copy this IP address, and then paste it in our browser. So if I paste this in our browser, see now, let me terminate the local port forwarding. So I'm going to say it's safe. Just connect. See, I need to log in again with admin. And then the password, let me grab the password. So I think it was kubectl get secret. Okay, so let me paste in the password. So now you see ArgoCD is currently running on our IP address, which is the load balancer. And then I'm going to click on it. Everything looks healthy. You see, all the 10 ports are running. And then as you can see, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to reduce the number to 5 ports only. Okay, so you see, this is the external IP address for the service. And this IP address is for 117 is for the ArgoCD UI. And this one is for the service load balancer. So I'm going to reduce this number to 5. So I don't need to show that. So I'm just going to do that real quick. So let's keep monitoring. Let me refresh anyway. You see, now the ports are terminating because I changed the number of replica sets in the GitHub repo. So you see, all the 5 is gone, and the 5 is remaining currently. Okay, so basically this is ArgoCD for you. It helps you to visualize your workflows in Kubernetes. I think that is it. You can also create a new app. So if you want to create it manually, all you need to do is to click on new app. And then you give it, let's say, a name, Flags app. And then the project is default, sync policy, maybe automatic, self-healing. Let's say create namespace. And then the GitHub repo, you can paste this in. Let me copy this repo. I can paste this in. You see, the revision head is loaded for us. And then the path is what? ArgoCD/dev. So it depends on how your folder structure is created on GitHub repo. Then you specify it accordingly. So the cluster URL, you see the default is what? Kubernetes.default.svc. And then the namespace, I said you auto create namespace, so I can give it flags-ns. And yeah, I think that is it. I can go ahead and create. You see, so this is our new app, Flags app. It's syncing and progressing. So let's just wait for it. You see, it's able to sync the application with the new load balancer IP address. And currently the default replica set is what? 5. So now we have 2 applications that are currently running. So you see, they are all healthy. They are all in a healthy state. Yeah, so basically, I think that is it. Yeah, so you can see 2 healthy applications with love. Yeah, so I think that is it. Once I click on it, it's working. So if you have any question, please don't forget to leave them in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And I'll see you in the next one.